Okay. So, there's a lot of red pill guys that a lot of their content, and I've talked about this before, is just hating on women. And yes, are there injustices? Yes. Do the laws favor women highly? Yes. Currently have things switched socially, where instead of men ruining their marriages primarily, it's women. Yes, things have changed. Things have evolved. Unfortunately, it takes a lot longer for the justice system to reform itself. So, it's a slower process to change laws, obviously, because there's all these processes you have to go through, and I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'll never be a politician. So I don't know the exact process, but it takes them forever. Because the system is so slow. It's supposed to be slow, making huge changes to laws so people can actually think about it. So why are women horrible? Or why are they going down the horrible route? Well, and honestly, I think a lot of them are okay in some ways, and then other ways they're not. I think that it's easy for them to go their own way sexually, because they don't have the testosterone that we have, so they don't want sex as much as men do. And if they do, they just use their little toy and they're good to go. As long as they have friends, family, animals, especially animals, then they're mostly okay. And they still, want a man. They still want marriage. They still want Prince Charming. And, I mean, why do they want Prince Charming? Well, a lot of it's been fed into it through propaganda, through, and that's nice. It's nice to have dreams, No one's saying that when a young woman's young, she can't get her Prince Charming. No one's saying that. Yeah, you can. And that's what I would, if I had a daughter and she, wanted to have kids, I would say, don't be wasting your time on losers. Let me meet every single guy that you date. That you're thinking about giving yourself to, or whatever. These guys need to be vetted. And then obviously she would have to go after an older man. He's got money. He's not all pumped up full of hormones like a young kid. Like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old dude who he don't really give a fuck. He just he's just trying to get his rocks off. He don't really give a damn with who. And he'll say whatever the hell he's got to say to get it. But yeah, I would tell her to start the family if that's what she wants. If she wants to be like a career woman, if she wants to be the man of her life, go for it. But there's a chance that she won't be able to have kids, and that's what I would tell her. But I'm seeing a lot of older women with young kids on the dating sites. Okay, check this out. You know, a lot of these red pill, there's a lot of great knowledge. I've learned a lot of things from these guys. And these guys have helped shape me to become the man I am. There's a tremendous knowledge that I've learned. But then there comes a point where it's just like, all right, here's another video of hating. But like, how are we going to solve this? And hey, future generations, how are we going to prevent it? So, or how do we get into this situation? Why would a woman rather go work for a boss instead of working for her man and her family? Why would she want to just not raise her kid, dump her kid off? Not, you know, she, like, a woman, if she really wants kids, she should want to homeschool that kid, raise that kid. You know, the guy can do it, but it's more natural if it's the female, because she has more of the connection with the kid. The baby was in her. The baby was actually attached to her body. It was grown, harvested in her body. So there's an attachment. And that baby needs that mom. The baby doesn't need some nanny like a rich person does, or daycare. They need their mom. They need to be in a safe, stable, loving environment. They need to be around kids that aren't delinquents, aren't from like horrible environments. So then what? Your kid learns bad habits from these other fucking kids? So, like that, kids are sponges, especially from like, until they're like 7, they're like, it's crucial for them to teach them things. That's a crucial part in the development of their subconscious mind. So they need a loving environment. And then who creates a loving environment? Woman. You could ask my kids. When I moved, from Michigan in 2017, and all these places I've been in 3 different places. Now it's 4. I haven't hung anything on the walls. Why? It's not because I'm not staying, so it's not homely. Well, women make the home homely. You know, that's why when you do the decorations and all that, the girls love putting out. They love doing that. They love decorating, like Christmas and everything, you know. But men, we're not really into that. It's more about like we're more about building stuff and putting things together, not necessarily like decorating. So anyway, so like me raising a baby, I mean, I could do it. Honestly, I can do it. I've done it with my kids. So hypothetically, if I was to have hypothetically, right, some rich woman, because that's what it would take. Some rich woman all of a sudden just shows up in my life, and miraculously she doesn't care about my status or my bank account, and she's worth millions. Like, she's set. She's like, I want a baby from you. I'm like, well, I can't. I gotta buy set to me. Well, we're getting it reversed. I'm gonna have the baby. I have this high power career I need to keep going to, so you're gonna have to stay home and take care of the baby. Like, sweet. I could stay home and take care of that baby, and I wouldn't be able to give it as much nourishment, attention, attentiveness, like the woman. I can do the bare minimum, but it won't receive like the love. And it's like, it's just more natural for a woman to stay at home and take care of the baby. So women don't feel secure with men. They haven't. Why? Because the men have been so immature. They destroyed their marriages. They've like haven't contained their sexual urges. And I'm not saying that women haven't cheated or haven't destroyed their families in the past, but it was mostly men. And then now that females are somewhat empowered, which isn't a good thing for them, I'm telling you. They don't trust us. We don't bring much to the table, they feel. You know? So, we did it to ourselves. Men created, like these women who they're basically like a spoiled kid, because they never had any consequences or been told no, and they don't live in reality. Daddy's little princess. Oh, the next guy doesn't have to deal with her shit. It's like, dude, you're a fucking dumbass, man. Don't you want your daughter's marriage to be blissful as much as possible? Why would you want to this whole notion, like, sometimes pain is good, like, okay, the pain that my son's going through right now, working where I'm at and going through all the bullshit, having to do shit he doesn't want to do, it's a good pain. Why is it a good pain? Because it's teaching him to keep pushing forward, and as a man, we have to do shit we don't want to fucking do. That's what it's teaching us, toughen them up. But, like, that's just, like, fucking up somebody's marriage. Like, being happy that your daughter's gonna be a pain in the ass for her husband is, like, the dumbest fucking thing, the dumbest mentality anybody could ever think of. There's some people that, since they had it so bad, they want their kids to suffer, like, the same way, if not worse. And it's like, why? Why would you fucking... It's good for the kids to have some suffering a little bit. So they can get acclimated to the real world. But it's just like, always, like, never saying no. She's always, it's like, dude, that's absolutely ridiculous. And it's pretty pathetic, because they're weak men. Because a strong masculine man ain't gonna fucking put up with any kid's bullshit. Seriously, he don't give a fuck if it's the daughter. Like me, my kids haven't slept in my bed since they were like 3 months old. Okay? Whenever they were sick, they never came into my bed to sleep. Then whenever they had a nightmare, they never came in my bed to sleep. Fucking slept in their own beds. So, kids don't sleep in the bed I sleep in. That's just how it is. And I'll be damned if there's gonna be somebody else's kid that sleeps in my bed. But what happens with single moms is they don't have a man, so they let the kids sleep with them, and that's... oh, it's okay. It's like, no, they need to be independent. That shows dependence. Some circumstances they might, because she needs to make sure that it's secure. Maybe it's an unsafe environment. But for the most part, no, they just do it for the emotional thing. Like, there's somebody in the bed with me. There's a dog, there's a cat, there's something, there's a kid, whatever. And I don't want kids in the bed with me, and I won't tolerate it. So hypothetically, if I was to ever date a single mom again, or ever meet her fucking kids, and then like I stay the night or some shit, and then when a kid tries to crawl in the bed, get that fucking kid out of here. I'm out of here. Your kid could sleep in there. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just gonna be gone. I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation. But it's, why have we gotten here? Because of weak men. Why are women so horrible? Because of weak men. Why are women so promiscuous? Because we created the hookup culture. And the fact that I see red pill, and even the most respected guy that I like that's in the red pill, you know, it's just kind of like sleeping around is okay. Like, it's really not. It really, there's a lot of negativity that happens with that. And when you're a guy, when you sleep around and have like one night stands, yeah, you're into it, and then all of a sudden it's like you're almost grossed out after you're done. And it's probably just from yourself, you know, not being able to control yourself, and you're disgusted in the woman, but you're disgusted in yourself but it's that, and you just look at it like it's her, you know. She let me do all that to her, and she doesn't even know me. And that was easy. So, so what does that do? Well, it makes her give higher body count. Some, like, you know, these, and you're sleeping around, like, if you're a red pill guy and you're like, I like sleeping around, like, I want to sleep around, it's like, it's okay, but it's like, all right, but you're putting yourself at risk for STDs, getting somebody pregnant. Say the condom breaks, and like right when you do your thing, and then it just goes up all in, and like that can happen. And then she gets pregnant, and you have to go through that ordeal if she probably gets rid of it or whatever. But you might catch a really bad disease, but then it's like you're perpetuating the cycle. It's almost that mentality of like this really hot woman who's married, who wants me, but I turn her down because I know she's married. And then it's the whole mindset of like, well, she's gonna cheat on him anyway, so might as well be with me. Yeah, and she's going to anyway, but why are you going to lower yourself? Why are you going to lower your vibration? Why are you going to lower your energy? If you believe in God, you know, you don't think that he sees that? You don't think that God's like, you're sleeping with a married woman who, and it's not like they're separated. If they were separated, it's one thing. But being the, like, if the guy she's with still is like, oh, married, and like he thinks everything's okay, and she's just cheating on him, and it's like, dude, yeah, she probably cheat on him with somebody else, but it's like, you know, that's wrong, right? How would you like that to happen to you? So I think there's a lot of bad karma that comes along with that. Let somebody else get that karma. But no, but what it is it's almost like, okay, how to balance the budget? Well, how do we balance the budget is we gotta tighten. First off, we gotta stop spending. Okay, stop the government from printing money. That's the number one. And at least if we're gonna go with the 2% inflation, At least that, and the whole public needs to know that, like, they're devaluing their fucking, every year they're devaluing their fucking dollar. You just don't see it. It's not noticeable because everything's pretty, you don't see prices skyrocketing like they are now, how they have been. You raise interest rates and you just fucking, you deal with it, and it'll be hard and it'll be tough, but you have to do it. You have to balance the budget to get rid of debt, and get rid of debt is don't spend more than you make. So you have to cut. You got to cut shit. And I would rather just wean certain things off welfare instead of just direct, like, as soon as it gets here, like, just cutting people off, because they will lose it. It'll turn Mad Max if you do that. And that's what we're on track for. So that's what we're on track for. It's just like welfare just all of a sudden gonna be gone. They're probably not even gonna let them know. People are just gonna wake up one day, their EBT is gonna be shut off, and they're like, what the fuck is this not working? Let me go into the store and try to get shit. They can't. A lot of people, and it's all of them, everyone's freaking out. No money on their card, and then they start just like taking shit, and then civil order breaks down, and then when there's no more stores there in bad areas, dense populated areas, they eat each other. People eat each other. Total social breakdown. So, and then you'll see, like, you know, in the more rural areas, you'll see like the townspeople coming together, defending their stores from outsiders, and then you'll see people outside the cities doing the same, some sort of way. They might be less popular, but they'll be more united in rural areas because they know each other. But yeah, and then people just some people, I think I don't know. It's I don't know. So, like, we have been the problem. You know, and I don't hear anybody talking. It's like always women are bad, but like, why are, like, the simps are the worst thing right now. Why are women's egos so inflated? Because of the simps. Women have an abundance of male attention. They have it coming out their ears, and they could be a 2. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The female puts up a couple pictures of herself, and then the dudes are like all over it, liking all over. She could just be a regular woman. She, like, seriously, she could be like a 2 or 3 or something. Oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, blah blah blah. And then these women think that they're like a 7. So the inflated ego by the simps. Simps cause it. It's men. Weak men. That's why we're at where we're at. And eventually things will be corrected, and hopefully all this digital stuff that's around right now will continue forward, so future generations don't have to make the same mistakes that we've made so far when it comes to, like, social, mental, family breakdown, all that type of stuff in America, social decay, that you don't have to go through it as long as you don't make the same mistakes that we have. So